Good evening, fellas. Hustle porn. I don't know if you have ever heard about this term or not, but I think most of the people these days they are addicted to hustle porn, pornography. And I'm not talking about like literal porn or pornography, right? I'm not referring to that porn. I'm talking about hustle porn, watching a lot of videos on social media about grinding. There are a lot of videos in which all the gym bros, all the creators, they would just talk about hustle culture. And they would make a lot of videos about hustle, how hard they're grinding. And a lot of motivational stuff goes into that kind of particular niche, right? A lot of it. There was a time when I was so addicted to it. Like, very addicted. I would just wake up and pick my phone and start scrolling about hustle. And even like in my search feed, the only video I would watch, or like in my reels feed, the only video I would watch is the hustle video. Either some theme pages that would just create motivational quotes. Some of the creators, they would upload some videos or reels with some motivational quotes, and they would just showcase their life, how hard they're grinding. Now, I'm not talking about that's bad. That's really good, like you showing behind the scenes how hard you work. But I think watching to these videos, and not just watching, consuming, but being addicted to these videos, could lead to a lot of harmful effects that probably we are not acknowledging. And that's why I think like probably I should put my perspective to it, because this is getting out of the way. And another reason why I'm making this video, because I have a friend, he's in UK, and he talks about it a lot. Not just as a individual who understands what's going on. He doesn't talk about all the harmful effects. He talks about how much he consumes this kind of content. And I call it pornography because it's addicted. It's addicted how you go to a porn website and you find certain types of porn. It's the same thing in here. And I want to label it with pornography because it's a bad thing. It's getting to a point where it's becoming bad. Even though someone has labeled it or not, I'm the first one to do it. I don't know. Maybe in other parts of the world, people are already talking about it. But I believe my younger brothers, sisters, they need to be aware of it. If you're a parent and watching this video, you make sure that the younger ones or little ones, they are not being addicted to it. Because if they are, then guess what? They are giving control to another individual's hand. So what was happening when I was consuming this, right, in initial days, I think it's about a year ago, I couldn't work. I couldn't go to gym until I have the motivation. I couldn't go for a run until I have motivation. I couldn't even wake up from my bed until I scroll hundreds of reels. And you could tell by yourself if you've been through that journey, or maybe you are right now going through that journey. It consumes your an hour of early morning when you are most productive, when you are supposed to set the tone for your day. the pace for your day, when you're supposed to do all the productive stuff which actually moves the needle, whether it's in your business, in your personal life, in your job, whatever. But instead of doing that, instead of doing the productive work, what we actually doing? We are putting our time and giving our attention to this hustle porn, to this content that triggers something in us, which makes us to do something with motivation. Now, there are two school of thoughts. One would say, yes, it is bad if you're realizing it. It's like a drug, right? You need that kind of dose. And another school of thoughts would say, it's actually motivating you. What's wrong in it? And now I'm going back to the other school of thought, which talks about it is actually a drug. Think about it. Whatever kind of drug is made or invented and discovered in this world until now, it's actually addictive. Now, coffee is a really good drug. I would say it helps you move throughout the day, but excess of caffeine is also bad. It gives you anxiety. It gives you hyper intensive, I don't know, something would just happen to you and you're like super alert sometimes or super anxious sometimes. And also the effects on the sleep. You are not able to sleep if you're consuming too much caffeine. But if you consume it in limit, there's a limit to it, and you consume as per your body, whatever, adapt to it, you maximize the benefits. And it's the same thing with this pornography of grinding videos, which talks about how hard they struggle. And now what's also happening, I'm telling you, right? Not just that, not just the motivation that you get out of it. That's just, okay, that could be good, that could be bad, right? Because if you don't get the motivation, you won't be able to work the way you're gonna work. And if you stop doing this, then you probably gonna feel like you're missing something, right? And also, if you consume too much of it, it takes a lot of your time. It just you need to consume a lot of it so that you can take actions towards whatever you want to do in your life. And it also leads to some of the mental health issues, which I'm going to talk about now. Think of an individual, right? Let's just say it's me. Let's say it's me. I run a social media marketing agency, or also I create content for other people. Let's just say that. And somehow my business is not doing good. I'm not making the amount of money I should be making. I'm not working hard, or I'm not getting the amount of clients I should be getting. I'm not doing so many sales calls. But on the opposite side, there is someone who's making this kind of behind the scene video, whether it's real or fake, we don't really know, but they make it look like it's real. So now they're on sales calls, they're talking with their clients, talking about how great they are at their sales skills, talking about how they are convincing their clients to actually sign up with them, and also shows great results, whatever they got, whether they are real or fake, we don't know. All right. Now, this is actually giving me the sense of comparison. Now, this comparison could go in a positive way, could a negative way. In a positive way, I could just say, someone else is doing it. If he can do it, I can do it as well. Maybe I'm just not working hard enough. On the negative side, I can just start criticizing myself. I can be depressed by watching that kind of content. Like, how come these people are growing? I think there is something wrong with me. I would just criticize myself and I would just be isolated and I would start living in silo. That's the negative effect. It's the same with pornography. It gives you stimulation, it gives you pleasure, it gives you an ability to fantasize about something. That's a positive thing, right? But on the negative side, it gives you performance anxiety. Then you can't actually work it out with your partner when you actually engage with your partner in reality. You start to have some weird fantasies that your partner would never agree to do. So it spoils a lot of relationships. Probably now, all the negative impacts that these grinding videos or hustle videos are making are not big enough. But who knows? What is it doing to someone's life who's consuming it on different level? There are people who are just waking up every single day and they would spend 3 hours, first 3 hours of the day consuming this kind of content. Now you tell me how they're gonna get ahead in their life, because 3 hours are actually being wasted in consuming this grinding porn or hustle porn. And this is very important for a youngster to understand, because you have whole life ahead of you, including myself. I'm in my late 20s. I need to be alert what I'm actually putting in my brain. I need to be aware of what I'm consuming on social media. And because I made this realization and I know the bad effects of it, I believe I need to raise this concern. That's why I'm making this video. And brothers and sisters, think about this. We are here to work hard, to build and be stronger for our families, right? We can't do that if you're distracted. And this is distraction. And okay, let's just not talk about distraction. Okay, let me put this thing into another perspective. What actually the benefit of it for a creator, for a consumer? You made a decision. I think as a creator, you think probably if I'm making this kind of content which is about like how hard I hustle, I can show it to people like, hey, look at me. I work really, really hard. I work so much. And I think they are going through some sort of mental health issue. Because what is happening here, like what I'm observing, there are attention seekers. They're seeking attention of other people, which obviously makes sense. You're living on social media, and social media is all about attention. We are living in an attention economy. But if you are capturing, or you're intended to capture a lot of attention with this kind of content, are you actually able to convert or translate that attention into some sort of monetary benefit or financial benefit? I would say they are only 0.3% or 3%. Because a lot of people who are watching content like or getting motivated, they are not buying stuff. They are just consuming it and scrolling past. Because someone who's actually buying stuff from you, who's making this kind of content, is actually someone who's feeling genuine intent behind that content. What this person is actually trying to tell me, what this person is actually trying to teach me. Is his service or product is actually gonna help me or not? Is it gonna be good for me? That individual will buy. But that individual will never be triggered to buy stuff just because he watched your motivational video. But only one good thing can come out of this, which I believe it happens. Obviously, there's a good thing about it, and that is that individual might start respecting your character because he might align, or he or she might align with you and your work ethic. But if you're just making these videos for the sake of making videos, like how hard you work for the sake of Instagram, then I think your work ethic is also fake. If it's not real, then you're probably lying to yourself. So it's not helping you. It's not helping the other individual as well. So what is good that is coming out of it? You choose. I think now it's the time when we need to start realizing and putting our intention behind what we're creating as a creator, what we're consuming as a consumer. Then only we can look at content or find content. Then only we can create content that aligns with our mission, with our values. And which is why it's very important for us to discover our values and our mission. Because if we don't have these two things, then I think we're just shooting in the dark. It's very important. We gotta be intentional. Very, very intentional. And right now I'm making this video. It's too late. It's about 11 p.m. I hope you got some sort of perspective out of this video. And if you aligned and if you understood what I'm trying to say, and you would probably want to stick around and we can talk more about this thing, let me know in comments what do you think actually. And I would encourage you to subscribe to this channel. Or even though you don't want to subscribe, that's fine. I've lost like 60 or 70 followers, or subscribers in the last 30 days. It's fine with me. That number actually doesn't bother me. The only thing that bothers me is what I'm doing, right? As long as I'm doing something good, I am making content that is around my thinking process, that's around my character or attitude, I think I'm doing okay. Because I have never made content for the sake of getting more views. That's why some of my videos don't even get 100 views. But anyway, if you think this video has helped you, let me know. That would just help me. That's a signal. That's it. I'm not asking you to or pushing you to subscribe. If you don't want to subscribe, that's completely fine. That's all I wanted to say. Anyway, have a good night, and I hope you will do good in your life as well.